Welcome to the first episode of the OfferMojo Show in 2026. Happy New Year to you. I'm not sure if you're the type to hit the ground running in a new year or just slowly ease back into business. Either way, I hope that this episode gives you the reset that you need if you're thinking about improving your offers this year, because a lot shifted in 2025. You felt it. I felt it. Everywhere I looked, business owners were pivoting, reworking their offers, and creating new programs and containers. But let's be honest, most coaches and experts don't want to burn everything down and start from zero. You've already done the hard work. You've built an offer. You've walked real humans through your process, and you've gathered experience and proof. And yet, sales feel a bit inconsistent. Some clients don't finish or fully implement, and you can feel that something in the offer isn't quite landing anymore. If that's you, let's take a deep breath. You are not behind and you are not bad at this. It's just that buyers have evolved, and we need to also. More often than not, you don't need a brand new offer. You need to improve your offer in a very few specific places so that it reflects the way buyers are making decisions today. Buyers today, they want clarity, not big, vague promises. They want support to implement, not just more information. And they want to feel safe investing, especially if they've been burned before. So, in this episode, we're going to walk through 10 small but high leverage tweaks that can help you update an existing offer without tearing it apart. Think of this as an offer audit with your business bestie who also happens to be obsessed with structure and client experience. So, pick 2 to 3 to start with, and you can always come back for more. So, what does it really mean to improve your offer in 2026? For years, value was measured in volume. How many modules are included? How many hours of video? How many templates and bonuses you could stack? That old model created a lot of bloated programs and a lot of overwhelmed clients. Improving your offer in 2026 is not about adding more. It's about making it easier for the right people to get the result you're already good at delivering. That usually looks like narrowing the promise so it feels believable, shortening the time to a first tangible win, reducing excess content and increasing guidance, adding light accountability and human support where it matters, and naming the I've been burned before fears and designing for safety. You already have the raw materials. We're simply refining them so that your offer can meet the moment that we're in right now. So let's start with the first tweak, your promise. Number 1, narrow the promise so it feels believable. One of the fastest ways to improve your offer is to tell the truth in a way that your buyer's brain and nervous system can actually receive. A client that I'm working with right now came to me with a program called 21 Days to a Brand New Life. Here's the thing. She really was creating meaningful transformation in a short period of time. Her clients were shifting patterns, seeing themselves differently, and making braver moves. But when I heard the phrase brand new life, my offer strategist brain threw up a little red flag. The average person doesn't believe that they can have an entirely new life in 3 weeks. It sounds sensational. And in this market, sensational often reads as not safe to trust. So we slowed down and we got honest about what was actually happening. It wasn't everything in your life will be different forever. The real promise was closer to upgrading your thinking and emotional state so that one area of your life that feels stuck starts to shift more naturally within a clear, focused container of 21 days. We also got more specific about who this was really for. Not everyone with a life, Not any woman who wants more, but ambitious business owners who have already created some success, are used to taking action, are open to growth, but need a new set of tools to create their 2.0 version. Same work, same depth, completely different positioning. Instead of a vague promise that quietly triggers disbelief, we crafted a tighter, more grounded promise that her best fit clients could actually say yes to. In 21 days, you'll upgrade the way you think and feel about one important area of your life so you can move from stuck and spinning to clear, grounded momentum and tangible results you can see in real life. That is still powerful. It's also believable. And once her promise got clearer, her messaging instantly felt more grounded and mature. She knew exactly who she was talking to, and it became easier to design the curriculum because the outcome wasn't fix everything anymore. This is the heart of narrowing the promise. You're not shrinking your magic, you're inviting something into a real and believable transformation. So, how do you apply this to your offer? If your promise currently sounds like grow your business, transform your life, unlock your potential, you're asking your buyers to take a big leap of faith with very little specificity. So try this instead. Choose one main outcome that you can reliably deliver. Make it concrete enough that someone could recognize it in their own life. If it fits your work, put a reasonable boundary around the time frame. For example, 8 weeks, 90 days, 1 quarter. You can still mention the deeper, more diffuse benefits like confidence, self-trust, more ease, more joy. They are still part of the story, but they don't have to carry the weight of the promise. So here's your offer audit prompt. If we were still sitting here together and I asked you, what is the one specific result that this offer is built to create? What would you say in one sentence without using words like more, better, or transform? That's the promise we want to bring to the front. Number 2 tweak is shorten the time to a clear first win. The next way to improve your offer is to look at how long it takes for someone to actually feel a result. A lot of great offers unintentionally hide the first win behind a long hallway of content. Watch these 6 modules before you implement. Finish phase 1, then we'll get to the good part. From the buyer's perspective, that feels risky. They're asking, how long will I be doing this before I know that it's working? One of the reasons that my offer power plan works so well is because it's designed around this exact question. My full OfferMojo studio goes deep. We work across all 6 pillars of my offer framework: the offer ecosystem, the promise, the delivery, the messaging, visibility, and sales assets. It's robust and it's meant for someone who's ready to re-architect their whole offer landscape. But not everyone needs or is ready for the whole ecosystem right away. Some people just need one focused win that proves, yes, this can be different without committing to a full rebuild. That's why the offer power plan exists. In 90 minutes, a client chooses one pillar of their offer they want to make meaningful strides in. For example, one client came in with an offer she'd already structured. She didn't need a brand new business model. She wanted honest, strategic feedback on this one offer. In that 90-minute session, I was able to pinpoint exactly what needed to change and help her identify a new direction that she felt genuinely excited about. Then, with the help of Kate, the offer builder inside the OfferMojo Squad, we completely restructured her offer and promise behind the scenes. We didn't map her entire offer ecosystem, rewrite all of her messaging, build her visibility plan, or create a full suite of sales assets. We focused on one thing: giving her a clear, usable win in one area that she cared about right now. She walked away with a structured offer that finally felt aligned, a promise she was proud to say out loud, and the clarity and the energy to go sell it. That's a first win. It's tangible, it's fast, and it creates momentum. Your clients want that too. So here's how you can apply that to your own offer. Look at your current client journey and ask, how long does it realistically take for someone to experience a noticeable win? Could they get something meaningful like clarity, a decision, a plan, a draft, or a micro result within the first 7 to 14 days? So you might do something like design a fast start pathway that skips all the non essential content and gets them into action immediately. You could build a kickoff call or a session focused entirely on delivering one clear outcome. Or you could add a quick audit, a diagnostic, or decision making framework at the very beginning. And then, just like I do with the offer power plan, you name that early win in your marketing. In the first 2 weeks, you'll walk away with X, or in our first 90 minutes together, we'll decide Y. When people can see a short path to a real result, it becomes much easier for them to say yes, especially if they've had long, drawn out experiences in the past that never quite landed. So, if someone started your offer today, what is one meaningful win that you could help them create in the first 7 to 14 days or in the first session? How can you bring that win to the very front of your process in your sales messaging? Or better yet, what if you created a bridge offer into your main offer so clients can get a quick win before investing deeper? Number 3 is reduce content and increase guidance. Here's the truth that a lot of thoughtful, service-driven coaches are up against. Your heart wants to overdeliver, but your clients do not actually want to wade through everything that you know. A leadership coach that I worked with learned this the hard way. She had created a year-long program for her clients packed with video training, monthly guest experts, live group coaching, and a mastermind component. On paper, it looked incredibly valuable. In reality, by the end of the year, she was exhausted, and her clients had quietly voted with their time. The thing they showed up for, the thing they talked about, the thing they did not want to miss was the mastermind. They did not need endless training. They wanted a high quality room to think in, be witnessed in, and get real time coaching in. Once they realized that, it became a very loud lesson in less is more. Instead of trying to be a full-scale leadership university, she started asking better questions. What if the mastermind is actually the main event? What if the trainings and the guest experts are optional support and not the core promise? And what if the true value is not more content, but real conversation and focused coaching? That shift allowed her to simplify delivery, protect her energy, and make her offer more sustainable for everyone. Clients were already telling her what they valued most. She simply just chose to listen. So here's how you can apply this to your own offer. Improving your offer here is not about stripping it bare. It's about making the result easier to reach. Start by asking, if my clients could only consume 30 to 40% of what I offer, what would create the result the fastest? What part feels heavy or extra for me to deliver? And where do your clients consistently show up, engage, and light up? Then move the non-essential lessons into an on-demand or bonus section. Define a simple core path that every client walks through, and add short directive guidance at the end of each step so they always know what to do next. Your people are not buying you for more information. They are buying you for clarity and movement. Less content with more guidance often feels like a relief on both sides. So, if you had to cut your offer content in half, what would you protect at all cost because it truly drives results? That is your core path. Everything else can become optional support, not a requirement. Number 4 is to add light, consistent accountability. Most people do not struggle with knowing what to do. They struggle with doing it consistently, especially when they are trying to install a new habit or a way of thinking. One of the most powerful experiences I've ever had with accountability was inside a business community that I'm a part of. The host offered an optional 21-day meditation series with Deepak Chopra on abundance. On the surface, it was very simple, one short meditation a day. But here's what made it different. She told us up front that only people who were willing to hold themselves accountable could join. It was a very clear, energetic line. You knew before you even signed up that this was not a casual listen if you feel like it situation. And once you were in, there was a very simple structure. Every single day, you had to post inside the community when you finished that day's meditation. No complicated tracking system, no huge prize at the end, just a daily public check in with the group of people who had made the same commitment. It was honestly one of the best and most accountable experiences I've ever had. I showed up for all 21 days. I listened to every meditation. The combination of a clear expectation and community accountability was life changing for me. That's the power that your clients are craving too, especially when they're trying to implement new habits or think in a new way or show up more consistently for their own work. You do not need to build an intense, high maintenance structure to offer real accountability. You can create light, consistent touch points that make it almost easier to show up than to disappear. For example, a weekly check in thread where clients share what they completed and what is next, a simple progress tracker that they update at the same time each week, maybe small accountability pods or pairs inside a larger group, or a short form or voice note that they send at a regular interval. The key is to make the expectation clear and the action small. Then let the group energy do some of the heavy lifting. So here's how to apply this to your offer. Ask yourself, where in my process do clients tend to fall off or quietly disappear? What is one small, repeatable action they could take each day or each week to stay engaged? And how can I build in community accountability so they're not doing it alone? You're not responsible for carrying your clients, but you can absolutely co create a container where it's much easier for them to keep the promise that they already want to keep to themselves. So, if you chose one simple accountability structure to add to your current offer, what would it be? And where in the client journey would it live so that it feels natural and supportive, not heavy or high pressure? Number 5 tweak is to bake in social proof that matches your niche. Your people do not need one more, she's amazing, on a sales page. They want to know what was really going on for this person, what was it actually like to be in your world, and what specifically changed as a result. When I collect testimonials, I'm not looking for a love letter. I'm looking for clear, grounded data from a real human experience. So I ask every client some version of these 3 questions. 1, what was happening or how are you feeling that prompted you to seek support? 2 is what was the experience like working with me? And 3, what changed as a result of our work together? That is how we get social proof that actually maps to the journey your next client is on. So here's an example from my client, Sarah Khan, and how it lines up with those questions. So I asked her, what prompted you to seek support? She says, I reached out to Lori after a major business pivot, knowing that I needed sharp support to vet my offers and ensure that they aligned with my new ICA. So right away, you know her context. She was in a pivot. She needed sharp support, and she cared about alignment with a very specific ideal client. Then I asked her, what was the experience like? And she said, working with her was a markedly different experience from the usual coach dynamic. Lori brings deep technical expertise, but what stood out was her ability to validate my thinking while pushing it further. She never operated from a place of fixing. She treated my expertise as a given and guided me to refine it with precision and confidence. Now you can feel the container. This is not, I'll tell you what to do. This is, we are peers, and I'm here to help you sharpen what you already know. So if you're a seasoned expert, that matters. And then I asked her what changed as a result. And she said, because of our work together, I'm walking away with clarity I haven't had in years. I know what I should offer, why it matters, and exactly who it's for. The pieces finally make sense. I feel grounded and strong in the direction that I'm taking. This is the result in plain language: clarity, direction, and a grounded sense of ownership over her offers. No hype, just a clear before and after. And then she closes with a line that speaks directly to my niche of experienced, mission-driven leaders. Lori doesn't just help you see the forest from the trees, she helps you understand why the forest is yours to lead. So for someone who's already an expert, that line lands very differently than she helped me start my business. It tells future clients, if you're already good at what you do, Lori will treat you that way. This is what it looks like to bake in social proof that truly matches your niche. It names the real starting point, it honors the level of the client, and it shows specific outcomes that similar people will recognize. So here's how to apply this to your own offer. So to improve your offer using social proof, try this. Stop asking for a testimonial and start asking 3 clear questions. Choose stories that reflect the type of client that you want more of right now. And highlight the specific shifts, such as decisions made, clarity gained, offers launched, pricing changed, clients booked. Then place those stories right where your people are getting nervous on your sales page. For example, next to your promise, next to your pricing, or near the section that speaks to a pivot, burnout, or starting over. So look at your current testimonials and ask yourself, would my best fit client see themselves here? And can they tell what actually changed? If the answer is no, start collecting stories with those 3 questions so your social proof feels real, grounded, and aligned with the people that you are truly here to serve. Number 6 is to integrate AI as a personal implementer. AI on its own can feel cold and a little unnerving. Your expertise on its own can feel slow and heavy to implement. But when you put them together with intention, that's where things get really exciting. Whenever clients work with me inside the OfferMojo studio, they automatically get access to the OfferMojo Squad. One of my current clients is a system strategist. While we are working strategically together to map her entire offer ecosystem and build everything for her core offer, she is also quietly building another offer inside the same ecosystem behind the scenes. Here's what that looks like in practice. In our live high-touch sessions, we are mapping, refining, and making decisions together. I am using AI on my side to help draft and organize and structure pieces of her offers using my frameworks. She is using AI on her side to implement faster, create assets, and move ideas into actual offers and form. So we are co-creating in real time inside a human container while AI works alongside us in the background. It's like having an extra pair of smart hands that never get tired. We are literally doubling our output without losing the strategic lens and the emotional intelligence that make her offers feel like a full body yes for her clients. This is how I want you to think about AI inside your own offers, not as a replacement for your coaching or your depth, but as a personal implementer that runs on your brain and your process. So here's how to apply this to your offer. Ask yourself, where do my clients get stuck staring at a blank page? For example, a trauma-informed life coach whose client is trying to write a brave but boundary message to a family member. AI can help with that. Or a visibility coach who has a built-in visibility accountability assistant that helps her clients track and celebrate their visibility efforts. a podcast strategist who built in an AI assistant that helps clients write a compelling podcast pitch email that sounds exactly like them, or a health coach who gives clients an AI meal planner and a grocery list maker so that eating well feels simple and doable and not another full-time job, or an energy healing practitioner with a custom AI that gently coaches clients to shift their energy in between sessions so they do not feel alone in the process. Where could AI, guided by my templates, prompts, or frameworks, help them move from idea to first draft? So you might create a simple AI assistant or a prompt pack based on your method. You might use AI to pre-draft outlines, emails, or worksheets, and then you can refine them with your human eyes. Or you might invite clients to bring AI-generated drafts into your coaching calls so that you can edit and elevate them together. The goal is not to make everything faster just for the sake of it. The goal is to improve your offer by making it easier for your clients to implement what they are learning while you stay firmly in your role as the strategist, guide, and steady human in the room. So I want you to ask yourself, if AI was working quietly beside you and your clients, where could it remove friction and speed up implementation while you stay focused on the coaching, the decision making, and the deeper work that only you can do? Number 7 is to layer human support where it counts. Here is something I have had to learn in real time inside my own business. My most human offers, the Offer Power Plan and the OfferMojo Studio, convert much higher than the OfferMojo Squad. When I first created the OfferMojo Squad, I truly thought it was going to be the star of the show. It felt perfect for the DIYers. Lower investment, smart support, AI helpers, really intentional resources. In my head, it was the dream combo: structure, tools, and space to move at your own pace. And here's the honest reality. Some clients absolutely worked the program. They went in, did the work, used the tools, and moved their offers forward. Others let it sit on the shelf. That part actually hurts a little because I know how much heart and thought I put into building the squad. I wanted it to be a game changer. I wanted it to be the place where people could get real traction without needing a full high touch container. What this has shown me very clearly is that people do not just want smart tools, they want to feel held by a human. So now I'm asking myself new questions. What level of human support do I need to bake into this offer to make it truly transformational? Do I run it as a live group cohort? Do I host monthly office hours where people bring their work and get my brain on it? Or is there a rhythm of touch points that would help them actually use what's inside? I haven't fully decided yet, but I do know this. The offers that give people direct, meaningful touch points with me are the offers that lean into the hardest. The mix of clear structure, smart tools, and intentional human support is what creates the deepest results. Your clients are likely the same. They may love the idea of a self-paced option, but when life gets full and their courage wobbles, it's the human connection that pulls them back in. So here's how you can apply this to your own offer. You do not have to turn every offer into a high-touch mastermind. You can start small and strategic. For example, add a monthly live call or hot seats or a Q&A inside a mostly self-paced program. Offer office hours where clients can get feedback on one specific thing each month, like their offer, a sales page, or a launch plan. Build in a milestone review where you personally look at their work and give pointed guidance. The goal is not be available all the time. The goal is to place your human support at the exact points where clients are most likely to stall or second guess themselves. So look at your current offer and ask, if I added just 1 or 2 simple human touch points, where would they create the most momentum or relief for my clients? Start there and let your offer evolve with what you learn. Number 8 is to speak directly to I have been burned before. If you're working with coaches, healers, and experts right now, there is a very real pattern you cannot ignore. A lot of your best fit clients have already invested in things that did not work out the way they had hoped. They have bought the big program that sounded amazing on the sales page and felt confusing on the inside. They've joined the community that promised support and then went quiet when they needed it most. And they've paid for a course that is still sitting untouched in their inbox. That history does not magically disappear when they land on your sales page. It sits in the background of their decision making, asking, is this going to be another thing that I do not finish? Is this person actually going to show up for me? What is going to make this time different? One of the kindest things that you can do to improve your offer is to name that reality out loud and design for it on purpose. So you might say in your own words, if you have invested before and did not see the results you wanted, you are not alone. You may have joined containers that were big on inspiration and light on implementation. Here's how this offer is built differently. Then you back that up with structure, not just reassurance. For example, clear milestones or checkpoints where you and your client pause and look at progress together. A defined onboarding process that helps them feel oriented and grounded from day one. Regular touch points that make it hard to drift away cliently. And transparent expectations about what you are responsible for and what they are responsible for. You're not promising perfection. You are showing that you understand why this decision feels tender and that you have baked in support for their nervous system, not just their ambition. So here's how to apply this to your offer. You can start very simply. Add a short section on your sales page that speaks directly to people who have been disappointed before. Explain how your process helps them stay engaged and supported, even when life gets lifey. Highlight any structural pieces that reduce risks, such as milestone reviews, limited spots so that people are not lost in a crowd, or clear communication channels. What you are saying, in effect, is that I know you are carrying some scar tissue from past experiences. I see it, I respect it, and I have built this offer with that in mind. So read your current sales page and ask, if someone had been burned by a past coach or program, would they feel seen here? And would they understand how this offer is built to be a different experience? If not, choose one place to explicitly acknowledge their past and one structural element you can highlight that helps them feel safer saying yes. Number 9 is to offer simple, tiered entry points. Tiered offers are not about cramming in more stuff. They are about giving people different ways to engage with the same core transformation based on their needs, their capacity, and their season of life. One of my favorite examples of this is from a client of mine, Bradley. He is a Milwaukee dog trainer. Bradley has one core philosophy and one core training approach. He is not reinventing his method 3 times. Instead, he has created 3 tiers of support around that method. Tier 1 is in-home training. You train, I guide. The owner is very involved. Bradley teaches, coaches, and supports, but the dog owner does most of the hands-on practice. Tier 2 is day training. We share the load. Bradley takes on more of the direct training during the day while the owner practices and maintains at home. It's a shared effort. And tier 3 is board and train. I train, you maintain. Bradley does the heavy lifting during an intensive season, then hands the tools and the structure back to the owner to maintain. Same dog, same trainer, same core tools. 3 different levels of involvement, support, and price, depending upon the dog and the owner's lifestyle. This is exactly how I want you to think about tiers in your business. Not 3 totally different offers, but 3 levels of depth around the same core promise. A lighter tier for the person who wants to be hands-on and has more time than money. A middle tier for the person who wants to share the load. and a higher touch tier for the person who is busy, overwhelmed, or wants to move quickly and is happy to invest for deeper support. When you do this well, your offers feel cleaner and your clients feel safer. They're not trying to decide if your work is worth it at all. They are choosing which level of partnership fits their current season. So here's how to apply that to your own offer. Look at your main offer and ask, if I kept the same core outcome, what would a you do it, I guide you version look like? What would a we share the load version look like? And what would I lead, you maintain version look like? You do not have to build all 3 tiers at once. You can start with 2 levels of support around your core method and let the 3rd tier emerge over time. Here's what I want you to ask yourself. If your current offer is one size fits all, where could a simple 2nd tier with a different level of support actually make it easier for the right people to say yes without diluting your core work? And for the last tweak, number 10 is to show the path visually. Some people are happy to read, listen, and then connect the dots in their minds. A lot of people are not. A lot of people need to see the journey before their body can relax into a yes. One of my clients has really nailed this inside her Workflow Wizard offer. She helps her clients map their entire customer journey from lead to loyal brand advocate. That alone can sound huge and abstract if you only talk about it in words. So instead of explaining everything verbally, she gives them a high-level visual map, a literal flowchart of what their customer journey will look like. All of a sudden, it's not murky. It's not this mysterious thing. Her clients can actually see each step in the journey, understand how leads move through their world, and grasp what is happening and why at a deeper level. The work has not changed. The way it is presented has. And that visual is what makes the process feel doable, real, and worth investing in. I have seen this need in my own business too. One of my prospects was an excellent candidate for the OfferMojo Squad. She loved the idea of AI support. She loved the concept, but she hesitated to buy for one very simple reason. She could not visualize what she was actually getting. She's a visual person, and without a clear picture of the inside of the squad, her brain could not land. That was a big moment of clarity for me. It's not enough to say, you get access to these AI assistants. People want to see what the inside looks like, how the AI assistants work, what kind of output they actually receive. So now I am seriously considering a video walkthrough on my sales page for the squad, a short screen style tour that shows exactly what someone gets access to when they join, how the AI assistants function, and real examples of the output they receive from each assistant. In other words, I want them to be able to see how powerful it is, not just read about it. This is the heart of showing the path visually. You're not just telling someone, trust me, it works. You are giving their brain and nervous system something concrete to hold on to. So here's how I want you to apply this to your own offer. You do not need a complicated design. Just start simple and ask yourself, where does my process feel a little abstract or overwhelming when I describe it? Could I turn that into a one-page visual, a simple roadmap, or a short walkthrough video? Some ideas might be a simple 3 to 6 stage journey map that shows what happens in each phase of your program, a visual of your framework or your pillars and how they fit together, or a quick video tour of your portal or process so that people can see where they will land and how they will move through it. If someone said, can you show me how this actually works? What visual or short walkthrough could you create so they could understand your offer at a glance without having to read every word on your sales page? So putting it all together and doing your 2026 offer audit. If you're still listening, I want you to really let this land. You probably do not need a brand new offer. You probably need to improve your offer in a few specific places so that it matches who you are now and how buyers are deciding in 2026. When you look back at these 10 tweaks, they're all circling around the same core idea. Clarify the promise so it feels grounded and believable, speed up the time to a real felt win, deepen the support and accountability so people do not feel alone, and reduce the risk and overwhelm so their nervous system can relax into a yes. You are not starting over. You are refining what you already built so it can work better for you and for the people you're here to serve. So if you want a simple way to turn this into action, here is how you can do it. Number one is choose 2 to 3 tweaks that feel the most alive for you right now. Not what you think you should do, but the ones where you felt that little full body yes or that tiny sting of recognition. Number 2 is book time on your calendar for a mini offer audit. Literally block 60 to 90 minutes and label it offer audit so it does not get swallowed up by everything else. Number 3, during that time, pull up your sales page, your onboarding process, and your delivery notes and ask, where can I narrow or clarify the promise? Where can I create a faster first win? And where can I make support and accountability feel more present and more human? And then last, make one visible change and one behind the scenes change. Visible could be updating your promise, adding a visual roadmap, or clarifying your tiers. Behind the scenes could be adding a touch point, simplifying content, or weaving in more accountability. You do not have to fix everything this month. Every small, thoughtful tweak is you casting a new vote for clearer offers, better client experiences, and a business that feels more aligned to run. So let this be the season where your offers finally catch up to the level of work that you are actually doing. Here's how you can get support to improve your offer. You can absolutely walk through this process yourself. And if you are craving a thinking partner who lives and breathes offers, this is exactly what the Offer Power Plan is designed for. In a 90-minute Offer Power Plan session, we take an honest look at your existing offer or offer idea. We identify the gaps, the friction points, and the mixed messages that are making it harder to sell or harder to deliver. We decide which 2 or 3 of these 10 tweaks will create the biggest shift for you in the next 90 days. And we map out a clear, doable action plan so you know what to change on your sales page, in your structure, and in your client experience. You walk away with more than ideas. You leave with a sharper promise that feels like a full body yes for you, specific decisions about what to keep, what to cut, and what to adjust, and a simple roadmap for improving your offer without burning it down. So if you're tired of guessing at what needs to change and you want a calm, strategic partner on your side, the Offer Power Plan is your next step. You do not have to wrestle with this alone. I am a real, live human standing by to offer my support. Wishing you the very best and most successful year in 2026, and I will see you in the next episodes of the OfferMojo Show.